Hey everyone, how's it going?
Hi
Hey,
guys. Hi. How are you?
It's so
What's going
awkward.
on?
It's so awkward after doing the intro the way we've been doing it for like a year and a half to just switching to having an actual intro. It's
Yeah.
gonna take some use to.
and we're just kind of sitting here going, "Did we actually start talking yet? Did we start talking yet? Is it
Yeah.
done yet?" Is it...
What's up, Jazzy?
Hey Jazzy, we're here.
So this week, as you saw from the thumbnail and also the description, we're going to be talking about some win cons, and we're possibly going to be
Winning.
hashtag winning, and we're going to be talking about me and Rob's teams a little bit, just so you can see what we were going for.
Don't
I mean,
talk
we
about
could
my
talk about
team.
my teams, but it'd be a very short conversation.
Oh my gosh, this guy. Um, so let me see. Um, so
Okay.
anything crazy go on this week before we get into it?
Um Nothing crazy, I don't think. I started a new anime and that's about it. I don't know how crazy that is.
So crazy.
It's no crazy. Oh, and I started Umbrella Academy. I'm way behind on that, but that show's really good.
Yeah, Umbrella
That's
Academy was good.
All
Yeah,
he's been
I'm
talking
like
about to me.
five. Yeah, 5 episodes in, and yeah, and the anime I started watching Fire something. What's it called? Fire Force. Pretty interesting stuff.
Now I've
Yeah.
been rebuilding my 3D printer and having to fix the front end and radiator on my wife's car. So that was my weekend.
Oh, she hit you with the car.
No, no, someone else backed up into her while there was a
Oh
cop right
no.
there next to her. So it was,
Nice.
you know,
One thing we
guy didn't have much of a leg to stand on when he was trying to do the. Well, no, you rear-ended me. The cop's like, no, she was standing still. I know this. I was right here.
That's hilarious.
one thing that we did do this weekend was finish the editing and doing everything with the Brewers Corner that we put out.
What?
Well, not everything.
Well,
You guys did your half. Me and Joe have to do our half, and
you
as you can see by the lack of a fourth head here, Joe is a little under the weather right now. So
yeah
we've been having to delay that one till he gets feeling better.
yeah. We're debating on how often we should put these out. It's probably not going to be a crazy amount of time because for like a whole entire week, it is kind of a lot of work to do.
It really is.
Robert got to see the editing process that I go through to do something like that. Mostly just getting cards and fitting them to the thing and making sure it looks good. So that's it.
Yeah, I was mostly watching TV while he was doing it though.
Yeah, he was quiet while I was editing
Um,
the audio, though. I'll give him that.
yeah. Yep. I was quiet and I was like, I can't make noise because Chris is sitting here doing all the work. I'm going to be a little, a little aware of what's going on, a little considerate, you know?
You are so much better friend than I ever would have been.
Yeah.
And Robert made the thumbnail. I don't know
Oh,
how we go from here from that thumbnail. It's a really good thumbnail.
I drew every single one of
No,
those
you didn't
things.
draw
No, I'm just
anything on
playing.
it.
I didn't do any of that. I
I
just
was gonna
found some
say
really cool
maybe
pictures.
if your name was Rob and your last name started with an L, maybe we could go there. But I don't.
Sometimes I feel like I can do that.
He
Like
Oh,
identifies
Rob.
I'm
himself
not
as
saying
Like
you
Robert.
couldn't do it as artwork at that level. I'm saying,
sometimes.
unfortunately, I know several of those comic book covers. I've got some
Oh
of
yeah,
them sitting
one
over
was
there.
Joe. Yeah, Joe Madera was the
Yep.
last one,
Yeah,
or
he
yeah,
he
and
was
those are
actually
awesome. Or it was
the
Ramos. I don't know, it was George Ramos or Joe Madera, one of those two. Jorge Ramos, sorry, and those are awesome
yeah. That's the
covers.
actual
But yeah,
namesake of the card. Um,
well,
like the card on Dice Masters, it's his, the main one. So
Yeah,
uh,
that's the art from one of the cards.
yeah,
yeah. So it's yeah, I just found some awesome like comic book covers online and threw them together in a cool little app and made a nice little thumbnail. So hopefully we'll get to keep that going.
yeah,
So a lot of pressure on me to get that done.
yeah.
Well, currently the pressure's on me and Joe to get our match in. Uh, I can spoil whose team I'm playing.
Oh,
Joe
who's
is still there's still some question marks on Joe's side, and so I'm not going to speak for him since he's not here. But
okay?
I have picked Rob's team, So I will be representing Rob in the duel here.
Represent.
And
Yeah.
and a little thing about the duel, whichever person wins,
Stays in the duel. I think we said, or is the person?
I think they
thought-
brew, and the person that lost has to
stays.
hold
Okay,
on. We wrote it down somewhere.
Yeah, I thought it was whoever wins stays in and tries to run the gauntlet of beating everyone else.
Okay.
That's what I thought it was.
Okay, so
So-
the loser brews.
The loser then goes out to brew, and whoever team they chose goes into the arena for the brewer's corner.
That's true, because if you lose, then I had to go in there.
Yep.
That's how it went. Yep.
So Rob, get ready to play.
He's already counting on playing because he kind of knows what Joe's leaning towards.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I got a pretty solid team, I think. I mean,
I'm gonna do my best. This isn't gonna be a cakewalk for Joe. You know, I mean, you guys
Yeah.
have seen me when I actually have my game on. I can put people through the ringer even with bad stuff. So
yeah, you can.
So,
And I have Green Devil Mask on my team, and that's going to be a
Which
big
is a-
hindrance against that team.
one of my greatest cards. I love that one. You know, by GDM. You know,
Mhm.
you know,
Hashtag it.
Yeah, as long as I don't have to worry about remembering if I have Madam Mask in the field, I'm usually okay.
You'll be fine. But yeah, so that was fun. You know, a shout out to everybody that watched that video when it premiered. That's like one of our higher viewed individual videos that we have out there in a really long time. So
Especially
Thank you for watching
the short period of time.
yeah.
yeah, it's 48 hours, a little over 48 hours.
Almost
at this
50
point.
views in 50
Oh,
hours.
it's over 50 views.
Well, I'm just saying 50 views in the first 50 hours of it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know, for our videos is
that's really good.
Yeah.
very good.
Yep.
And we don't know the time frame in which we're going to put those out. I'm leaning towards once a month and possibly 2 times a month, but it does take a little bit of time to put those together.
I think
Yeah.
starting off, we need to do once a month, and once we get the system in place for it, we can then try to push
Try
for
to
more.
get 'em.
But
Exactly.
that's just me.
Yeah.
I feel the same way because it's not a lot to sit there and brew a team. It's harder to get everyone together to compile the video and do all that stuff.
Yeah. And
That's the hard part.
and Ben saying, "One take for me." I edited the video. I don't think you did it in one take. Oh man. All right.
He is not the champion of takes. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, but you haven't seen mine yet, so you
Oh,
know.
God. We're looking forward to it. But
Yep.
yeah, we do have our next couple of cards lined up. At least one more, right? For sure.
2.
Potentially
We
two
got
more.
two?
Because
Okay. I know one is confirmed for sure.
The next one is confirmed, but we're still not saying what it is yet. There's we did have a new Patreon, and so we spoke with them, and we're waiting for their confirmation on what they want to choose. We have a very strong belief of what that is going to be, but we're leaving that unknown for right now, just so you know. Because if we say who it is, everyone will know what the card is. If we say the card, everyone will know the person. So
Yeah.
Sure.
yeah, we're playing playing that one a little close to the close to the hands
The
there.
chest.
So
close to the vest, chest.
there you go.
Things-
I couldn't think of- yeah.
That's just
And by the way, thank you
Very
to
serious.
Michael for giving us the idea for that card, because he also long ago wanted us to try to brew around Malekith. I think we might do Malekith, but since we restarted it, he got to choose whatever he wanted, and that's what he wanted, so we brewed it for him.
and we
Hey,
had
hey, Reg,
the
welcome
sad
to the
thing-
chat.
Yeah, hey Reg. We actually had our Malekith teams ready at some point in time to do it, and it just totally fell apart. So,
And then you
yeah,
know a couple sets came out. Yeah, you know.
yeah, so many things.
Yeah. All right.
Well, Reg, you know the news dropped today. Congratulations on you guys teaming up and joining up with DM North there. So,
Oh, nice.
yep.
Joining
What
us.
happened?
Sisters of the Great North and DM North have combined forces. So
Oh,
all of our Canadian
nice.
coverage is now under dmnorth.com.
Nice.
Except for Ben. Ben's still with us.
Well, yes.
There's a monopoly on Canadian Dice Master players I like it. Dice Masters YouTubers. That's
Oh.
awesome. There we are. Canadians unite.
All right.
That's awesome.
All right. So do you guys want to get into the win cons? Or do you want to show my teams so we can be disappointed with what I'm doing?
If you want to show your team,
Well, but before we do it, let me throw out a quick reminder first to everyone.
Okay.
Yep, do the reminder.
Yeah. So again, we've got several people have posted their teams in their channels, and we appreciate that. Thank you. But we're still waiting for teams from several people. I sent out reminders today, and I'll send out reminders again early on Friday, the day they're due. So please go into those channels and post your teams. If you make revisions to your teams, just keep posting the new ones. I will take the last 2 unique teams on there as your others, unless you tell me otherwise. If you tell me, these are the 2 teams I want, then I will delete all of the others. At midnight on Friday, whatever teams are in there, that's what you're locked at. So, there's your reminder. Please get your teams in. I know a lot of people are, messaged with me today on stuff. There have been a couple of rules questions I'm verifying on, and I will post answers to those in the chat for the tournament, just so everyone has it. I hope to have those answered later tonight. If not, it'll be early tomorrow. That way it's fully transparent beforehand. If anyone wants to make changes, they can make changes. So,
all right.
And Deadshot is a villain.
What?
Yep.
In the chat.
Oh.
Yep.
Okay. All right.
All right, cool. So that's your reminders. Everybody get signed up, get your team submitted. How many people do we have?
One last reminder. We have 2 people, Michael Grandpa and Neuromancer, who are still not a member of our server, but have signed up. So if you know them, bug them. Remind them that they need to join our Discord server so that they can actually participate in the server, or in the tournament.
And we're trying not to bother any other server or spam anyone, so this is...
Yeah, I've been private messaging them, through Discord, but they haven't been responding. So please, again, Michael Grandpa and Neuromancer, please remind them that they need to join our Discord server to play. But you asked the question of how many people do we have registered? We currently have 19 people registered for the tournament. Again, 2 of them are not a member of our Discord currently, so we may be potentially down to 17 at that start. So I would love to get one more person to join, because I hate buys. I'd love for everyone to be able to play every round.
I like buys. I get guaranteed wins that way.
I was about to say I'll take the first one.
Yeah.
So I think we may we may make it to where, like, Jezco, winner of the last tournament, gets the bye the first round.
That's a good one.
A courtesy.
Here he goes playing favoritism already.
That's what you get when you let me run the show.
Reg said he's down.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, the link I put the link in the chat. In the chat.
Oh, is there, okay. Sweet.
Yep.
Yeah, just sign up, Reg.
All right.
Get it in. All right, cool. Let's talk about some win cons. I know whenever there's a Legacy event, things get banned. That's just the way it goes with Legacy, and I like banning things, so that's fantastic. But when that happens, cards go away and you can't use them, so it makes your team building a little bit harder. Chris, are you going to show your team first, or are we going to talk about the remaining win cons
I'm
first?
going to show my teams.
Okay.
Let's show up Chris's teams.
Let's show what you built with.
All right, here we go.
Show us what you're building with.
Here's the terribleness. That is my team. All right. So this is kind of one that we built. This is inspired from one of our Brewers Corner, the Fix It Brewers Corner. I feel as though that's the Uncommon Fix It is my team, so that's why I built this team. And it wasn't too affected with the Legacy bans as it stood. So I have Uncommon Mr. Fix It, and he basically says when a character die is KO'd, Mr. Fix It gets +2/+2 until end of turn. And to back that up, I have Hellfire Club, the Uncommon, where if you control the character die with the highest attack, KO all other character dice. And this is just this may not be the final draft of it. I may do a different thing or two on here because I think I may need a pump global for the team, but that's here or there. And to show homage to someone, a wise person that keeps telling us this card and keeps telling us this card to use this card all the time.
Who would that be?
It's Ryan.
What that card is?
It's
What that card is?
Rip Hunter through the Vanishing Point.
Oh.
Ryan, you are the champion of this card a lot of times because of the Scarlet Witch. And so what he does, he's the uncommon Rip Hunter from Batman. When fielded, name a non-sidekick character die, replacing all previous choices. While Rip Hunter is active, when you draw the name die, you may place it in the reserve pull on any face instead of rolling it. Gets around Switch.
100% confirmed. It gets around Switch because you are not rolling the die.
So that's little tech to deal with Scarlet Witch. I know it's a big body, can't lie, but
it's a little more.
But
It's
you've
expensive.
got Mimic Ramp with Professor X, no more Magus on there.
You're gonna be churning that bag.
Yeah, you're not gonna have an issue reaching for a 4 cost.
And
that's gonna negate Scarlet Witch big time, especially with Asterak being banned.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
It's really the only thing you can use at that point.
Yeah, or just luck.
Well, I'm not gonna say it's the only thing, but it's the best way to consistently get around the current action.
For sure. Yeah.
Crystal does not get around Scarlet Witch at all. Like
Nope.
And that
just gives you an extra reroll.
Yeah.
To try to get there.
And since Billy Club is banned, I went with Psylocke, reforming X-Force, because her energizes you may fill the sidekick from your use pile. I think that's my low drop to try to help churn my bag and get things going. And then I also have momentum, which I may not have a good time trying to get out because it's not going to be protected. But I think I was telling Robert with the kind of shenanigans that I have with this team, momentum could just wind up being devastating and just push through for a ton of damage.
Now, one thing to confirm: Rip Hunter with momentum, he does not impact it once it's pulled from the prep area and you're pulling back. You do have to roll it at that point, but at that point you're out from behind Scarlet Witch.
Yeah.
So not a big issue, but. There were, I know when the Rip Hunter was first released, there were some people who were thinking it would apply there as well. It does not. It's only when the die is pulled from the bag does Rip Hunter actually allow you to place it.
I think it actually says that on the card, doesn't it?
It does, but again, you know how some people like to try to read between lines?
Yeah.
So,
okay.
All right.
Always go with the weakest iteration of whatever the ruling is. Like, whatever you think the ruling is, it's the weakest version. That's the best way to go.
So that's potentially my team A. I think this is a really strong team because it kind of doesn't care what my opponent does, and without Green Devil Mask, this team is amazing. Honestly, it's pretty stout.
You don't have to worry about keeping a slim field. That's one thing. Once we start talking more about the other win cons, that's going to become apparent. Is large fields all of a sudden become very big. We're going to see a lot of very large fields in this tournament.
Yeah. And one card that I'm deciding whether I want to keep or not, a lot of people would probably tell me I'm stupid, but I'm debating whether to take out Professor X and put in a pump global so that I can guarantee my Hellfire Club always goes off with my Fix-It. Because I have that Psylocke.
The only reason to keep the Professor X in there is because of the Mimic for your ramp.
Yeah.
So I personally have never been able to make Mimic Ramp work, which is a bad thing. Rob, I know your team relies on this for the Brewers Club. I'm going to have to learn to make it work.
Oh, no.
So,
Turn one by Mimic. That's the key.
So that being said, I, of course, always would be in favor of dropping Professor X and dropping Mimic and looking for something else.
Yeah.
But again, with the bans that we have, there isn't a lot of ramp options available.
One thing that is one of my favorite ramp tools, period, is Zombie, Rare Zombie from TOA. Mm-hmm. It's a weird kind of
It's a very, very weird ramp, but it does work.
Yeah.
No.
It's kind of fun, and
Yeah.
especially if I have instant war, I could try it 3 times. So that's the
Right.
really good thing about it.
I hate you so much.
And then going on to my team B, I call this one my Yanti Hammer team. It's
Okay.
So we're talking the uncommon Yanti or the common Yanti, the unblockable one. I don't remember.
it's the common Yanti.
Yeah, the common Yanti, so the lesser.
And then
Now-
I have Cosmic Cube, uncommon, so I can hammer down on purchases of action dice. So on one
Okay,
turn,
but
I could
what
purchase a
what
bunch.
action dice are you buying that are of higher cost?
Under surveillance.
Right, but I mean, so the
Of-
most you'll ever reduce that down is to 1 or 2.
Yeah.
You
Which-
know, so I'm throwing this out there. Maybe the other cosmic cube that's going to allow you to churn your bag.
I don't like that one.
Oh God, dude, I love that one.
I know you
I-
do. I just don't like it.
I mean, you get 2 or 3 of those, you can churn through your bag every turn.
Yeah.
You know,
But the reason for that is to make all my things cheap,
Right.
and be able to purchase it pretty much on one
I
turn.
mean, you are on an action-heavy team, so I see the reason for it. You
Yeah.
know, and it itself is an action, so
Yeah.
you know, benefits there. Because the other one does not trigger a tune. Because
Yeah.
you're never actually using it.
Yeah.
So that's the only drawback to it.
And I have Supreme Intelligence if I want to get one of my low drops over to the side to be able to guarantee roll of it. I have it. I don't have anything to go along with a Supreme Intelligence to actually buy it. That's the bad thing. But I don't think I'm
Well,
going to
and
need
you
it.
you do have with the Supreme Intelligence. I'm not sure if you thought of this or not, but you do have that as the ability to help KO your dupe to trigger captures.
It has to have Kree in its name.
No. If it has Kree in the name, you gain life.
Oh.
You can still fabricate with Supreme Intelligence. Just
Well, to fabricate 2 to 5, at least one of the fabricated character dice must
you're
be-
right. One of them does have.
I can't fabricate with it.
Yeah, so you'd have to throw Kree Captain in there.
Yeah.
To be able to do it. And
Which on this team
not
it doesn't
worth
make
at that
sense.
point.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
And my 2 win cons for it, I have 2.
Oh.
I have Wasp. She's the flitting about. She has a tune on her, and then when I use a tune on her or another card, she gets +1/+1. That's pretty amazing. And then with Yanti, the common, Yanti's unblockable, but to make Wasp unblockable, because there's not much difference between the 1 side and the 2 side, I have under surveillance to make her level 1 and make her unblockable for the Wasp. So in one turn, I could. I think when I was playing Zach, I swung through for 25 with
Jeez.
unblockable damage.
Can you not view this thing as images?
Okay, sorry. So that's the Wasp.
Okay. I'm just saying, a list looks boring on screen.
I
is all
know,
I'm
I
saying.
know. And I have Malekith for my dupe, because my dupe is my control.
Whoa.
Right.
Control.
So you've also the Malekith Global also allows you to get your dupe out for control. So
Mhm.
Yep.
And can get you some ramp.
Yep. So I kind of have a low to the ground team with a little bit of shenanigans, and I also have Wonder Woman, Child of Clay. While Wonder Woman is active, global abilities activated by your opponent cannot target character dice you control. Yeah. Here, let me do the images. Let me increase that size. All right, there we go. Does that look better?
There we go. Yeah, it looks way better, dude.
Okay, all right. And I also have Throne Break for ramp itself, and for a turn when I'm trying to go off, it could be ridiculous. So
Go off.
that's really what this team is trying to do. Just go off, brah.
Go off.
All right.
Sweet.
Do you want me to
All right.
show one of your teams, Robert?
Rob, we want to show your teams before we start
Okay.
talking about other.
Grab a team. Which one are you going to grab first? Tell me which one you're throwing on screen. So I can
Blob,
put it on my
Wong,
screen.
Psylocke, Mimic,
Okay.
Madam
So-
Web, I should say.
This is my Dum Dum team that I have going on here. So
You shouldn't talk bad about it.
I know, but it's a bunch of dum dums. They're a bunch of dum dums. So let's start with Blob. Obviously, Blob is the control piece because it's one of the few control pieces that we have left. So there's that. Then we got Wong, the 3-cost fist, who is an ally. He gives my sidekicks +1/+1. And then we have Psylocke for the energize ability and masks. So I can field some sidekicks. That goes along with my Mimic. Since I didn't have... oh, yeah, and I also have Professor X there. So with the banning of Billy Club, I really needed something to try to get my sidekicks going and get those masks out there. So Psylocke is a cheap buy if she comes up on energy. Not only am I able to do my Professor X Global, but I'm also able to get me a sidekick.
Me and Robert built our teams together. So,
Yeah. But this Psylocke is just like
A
it
good
makes
card.
So much sense. Yeah, it makes so much sense to use it with this Mimic ramp.
especially with Billy
Um,
Club banned.
Yep. So we have Wrecker here as part of a control piece. It's the rare record that only you can't use global abilities on on any of your cards unless that actual guy is in the field. So yeah, good luck. Because I figure I hate that card so much. If you watch the stream of Worlds, you saw me just get dominated by that card. There's so much control against me; it's ridiculous. And he had Dum Dum, so that's kind of where the idea came from. Dum Dum gets +1 for each of your sidekick dice in the field. So a 2-cost shield. He's a 0/1/1 to field. So the thing that I want to do here is try to push some of that damage through. And I'll do that with upgrade proton cannon. I can make my Wongs big and give them overcrush. Also, I can give my Dum Dums overcrush, and then they'll get KO'd. No big deal. They're cheap to field. Instant War will let me field sidekicks, so even more ramp, even more sidekicks in the field, even bigger Dum Dums at that point. But the main piece is going to be Madam Web. All I got to do is when I attack with Madam Web, I have all my stuff in the field. Pay that 2 energy. Now all of those guys are going through unblocked. So
All right. So
that's-
what is, and you know, here I am, not even sure what our actual ban list is off the top of my head. Is
I hope
static
it's
field
not.
still a basic action? So what's your thought on how to get around static field then?
Wrecker.
Wrecker? Okay.
Yeah. Yep. That's the one thing that I'm gonna have out there just to keep.
If they've got static field on the other side, you will have to have Wrecker out before
For sure.
you can make
Before
that push.
before I make my move. I also have to build my field up, and with Green Devil Mask being banned,
Which he was crying about that.
I was very upset about that because I love
I've
that
trained
card.
him well.
Day one, I keep a Green Devil Mask with me at all times.
It's always over there.
It's always right
he's
here by my
he's
desk.
not quite to the point where he just keeps it in the wallet, but he's getting there.
It's even got a green sleeve, so thematic. But yeah, so that's that team. That team is just getting big. I don't know. I was gonna say big weenies, but I guess I just said it. Getting these big weenies through.
You've been
by
playing Magic too much.
I know. Getting them through by having everybody come to Madam Web and getting caught in her web.
And plus, you're kind of protected with your only global on your team, so you're not very global heavy yourself by having Professor X,
Exactly.
and you can purchase him and field him. So
Yeah, if I need to, I can. Especially with the amount of ramp I should be running through.
yeah,
Now, here's a question for both of you guys, real fast, before we move on to your next team, Robert.
Mhm.
I know Mimic Professor X ramp is pretty prevalent, but how much did the alt art X-Men promo of him influence you wanting to put him on your team, or at least one of your teams?
I always run him personally.
Yeah, honestly, when I built the team, I forgot.
Okay.
But I will be using it
Yeah,
on
Okay.
stream. It's gonna happen. I got him, man. It's a weird flex, but whatever.
yeah,
You know. So there's the Dum Dum team, Dum Dum Wrecker.
yeah.
Dum
For my
Dum Boom
second Dum Dum Boom Boom. No, there's no boom booms on it. I wish
I think
that's my
someone needs
third
to
team.
make a Dum Dum Boom Boom team just so we can call it
Just
that.
so we can say it.
Yeah.
It's so much fun to say.
Oh,
Um,
God,
What are you
that's-
playing? I'm playing Dum Dum Boom Boom.
Dum Dum Boom Boom. I went Dum Dum Boom Boom. Okay. Sorry, guys. My next team. This next team I call Fix It Form because as you can see, my favorite card, Mr. Fix It, out of the Thor set is in here, where I just got to ping him and make him big. And I'm going to do that with Molnir having my bolts available for ping damage with Magic Missile. We're going to have Kree Captain Global to make him cheap, and he's also a 2-cost, which is cheap, and he's a fist, which makes him nice global fodder for my Atlas, which is my bag fixer and ramp at this point. Pay a fist once on my turn to prep a die from my bag. That's one of the only ramp bag fixing tools that are left in that has been banned. So everything got banned. Like, oh my god, that's crazy. So then we have Wonder Woman, Child of Clay. Wonder Woman is active. Global abilities by your opponent cannot target character dice you control. So this is to get around static field. Then we have Danger Room. Until the start of your next turn, when a character die takes damage, KO that character. So we're going to... how are we doing stuff? We're
The next
doing
card.
It with the Nova Corps uniform. I was getting there.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just so
We're
excited
getting
about
it.
this combo.
So Chris is the one that actually brought this combo to my attention when we brewed this way back when. So you attach Nova Corps uniform to Mr. Fix-It. You throw out a Danger Room and you swing with Mr. Fix-It, and now everything takes a damage, and everything gets KO'd except Mr. Fix-It. And then you just do a bunch of damage with some magic missiles, and
You do your magic missile damage before you play Danger Room to get your fix it higher,
yeah.
and then you swing through.
That's what I meant. Yeah, but then we also have a backup piece here of Bishop to try to absorb some of that ping damage that people are probably going to be running. Then we have Misdirection to try to get some of those dice from my used pile into the field.
So
that's my team.
All right.
I like it. I do have a third, but we're not going to talk about that because it's not complete. I got to make some changes. I might make changes to these. Who knows? The world is my oyster.
All right, so I'm going to go into the thing to edit the team, and we'll just hold on. Show us this. Let me shrink that down a little bit. Let's start talking about some win cons, some other win cons.
Ooh, more win
So
cons.
the big two, in my opinion, still left out there. You've got Iceman.
Okay.
And then, of course, your Collector. Collector Nobby specifically, but Collector blank.
Firefly.
So you got, any Bolt character. Jubilee. You've got Firefly. You've got, things along those lines with Collector, and I'm sure there's others that I'm not even thinking of.
Yeah.
I know. I've looked at a couple other people's teams that have been submitted. I'm not going to spoil everything. And again, there's some rulings
Don't tell me.
on some of
I don't
them.
want to know. I don't want to know anybody's team.
But, Collector teams, I still think they were undershown at Worlds. And I think, especially now that the Legacy meta is weakened with some bans, he's a serious force to be reckoned with, because not only does he help you accelerate a win con on your own side, but he allows you to steal your opponents.
That's true.
And that's, I think, what a lot of people forget about him. Not that, it's something that's forgotten. It's just, you put Collector on your team, you've now almost doubled the size of your team.
Yeah. That is 100% accurate.
Yeah, because you could pick stuff on your opponent's team, and hey, I like your win con almost a little bit better than mine, and it's kind of annoying.
Thank you for that one.
Yeah.
Thank you for bringing it for me.
And what does it cost? Two less or 3 less?
2 less.
It costs 2 less.
2 less. So, and not only am I using it against you, I'm also using it for cheap. So there's
and
that.
I can do it on your turn.
Oh my god, yes. That's
so
the worst.
I get to do it twice as often. You know. So again, to me, Collector is going to be a serious threat on at least one of the two teams on pretty much everyone's. And if it's not, then they're seeing something I'm not,
Yeah.
which is highly possible.
Yeah, and I will say thank you for being creative and not just going with Collector. But you know what? People might be doing that on purpose because the legacy meta is so weak right now. If nobody wins with Collector, there will be nothing to stop it next round. Next Legacy
Oh!
season.
No, and I mean that is a serious mindset that you've got to think about. Is, do I play something to get it banned, so that when more things are banned, I don't have this huge thing that there's no counters for?
Yeah,
know?
I'm not really looking forward to the Invitational.
If Collector makes it through to Legacy 3, that's going to be a serious win con at that point.
Yeah, I
that
think
you have to deal with.
that
And
will
if he
be
makes it
everyone's
through,
primary
if he makes
team.
through Series 3 and into the Invitational, I don't know how. But at that point, everyone's going to be running a Collector team as one of their two teams in the Invitational if it gets that far.
Yeah.
For sure.
I'm
Yeah,
just going to
so-
run Thanos knockout villains to ping your opponent team. That's what I'm going to be
You
running.
know what?
There you go.
We'll probably be able to do that.
By Series 4, we're going to start getting some seriously weird things that you never would thought would make it to a competitive level event.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that's the point of the event.
And another thing that I don't think people are thinking about is dragons. Dragons are super powerful still.
Dragon,
Oh, that's
we
not
have
on
not
the list, is it?
Yeah,
No.
we have not seen much for dragons. I think most people are holding that one in reserve for Series 3.
That's another one that if it gets to Series 3 or 4, oh my god, it's going to be Collector Dragon. That's it.
Yeah,
You
that's
know.
true.
So those are my top two, that I think we're going to see a lot of in there. You guys, of course, both have a Fix-It team. But another one that I think we're going to see a lot of is Dreadnought team-up teams.
Yeah.
Tell me about that because I refuse to use Dreadnought just because I
So
hate
Dreadnought,
him so much.
Dreadnought by himself, you have to remember, gives everyone on his team range.
Yep.
So when you declare an attack with one character with range 1, everything with range 1 triggers. So you get a sidekick in the field, three controlled pieces or 3 other pieces. You attack with the sidekick. You're now doing 4 damage. You're able to KO things. Have a good day. It allows you to keep your opponent's field way down. Secondly, because of team up, it's the total number of affiliations on your team minus 1. All of your guys get that as bonus.
Yeah.
And Venerable Dreadnought by himself already has 2 affiliations.
Oh my god, it does.
Yep.
Jeez.
So you get a villain, you get an X-Men, and you get, something else.
Scarlet Witch.
Well, Scarlet Witch is a villain and Brotherhood of Evil
Brotherhood.
Mutants. So just those 2 characters right there, you've got 4. So everything's
And a
getting
Wong.
+3.
So
You
Wong's
throw a Wong out there, now everything's getting +4.
Oh my god.
You would declare attack with everything. You're
I need to resubmit
ranging
my team.
everything to get everything out of the field. Now they're left with nothing in the field, and you've got all these guys that have gotten +3, +4, +5, whatever coming across. So
Yeah. I don't like that. So you throw a danger room on that team and you do that range damage.
You don't
now
have
that
to.
whole board
you don't
is
even
squared.
need to do the danger room.
No.
No.
I mean, you could do it, but it honestly slows you down. What you do is you get a Professor X sidekick maker. You create a sidekick every round, and you throw it across every round to deal range and just make them have to KO everything, and they're paid to refield it every round.
Well, how are things getting KO'd though?
So if you've got 4 characters in the field, you attack with one of them. You now have 4 damage to deal however you want. And
You keep knocking out the big pieces.
You just keep knocking out the big guys, and after a little while, you're going to get 5 or 6 guys in the field. Now you attack with a single sidekick. You're doing 5 or 6 damage to whatever you want, broken
But
up
if you
however
want to get that final push, you do a danger room, do a range attack, and now you can
No.
do 1 damage to everything in the
the
field.
thing is, if you keep doing that every round,
You'll have 10 pieces
you're going
or
to
so.
keep building your field up, and
That's
you're
true.
keep knocking their field down to where at a certain point you're going to have 8 characters in the field. you're going to just attack with everything. The range is going to take out everything they have except maybe
Okay.
one.
Yeah, because you
And
just gotta
with the
attack with the
team
one
up,
thing. Okay, I hate Venerable Dreadnought.
yeah. No,
I
it's so
I feel
one,
dirty
one,
just thinking about it right now.
one big weekend, my
Yeah.
team was a Venerable Dreadnought, Fetrid Bloat Drone team, and it was one of those. All I had, my control was the Venerable Dreadnought, getting it out there, and every round just attacking with something, forcing
I
stuff to get
remember.
KO'd, so that they're having to spend their resources to refield it every turn.
Yeah, I'm having flashbacks to when what's his name beat me in Worlds just now. I tried to suppress it, and he brought it all
Yeah.
back to me.
Yeah, so I think we're going to see a couple variants of that. But whether it is with
Interesting.
Team Up or whether it's with Bloat Drone or the team you ran across at Worlds or
Hmm.
whichever event that was.
Yeah,
Uh,
Worlds.
yeah, there's
Lucan destroyed me
it's
with
all
it.
a blur to me.
Yeah, for
You
sure.
know, but yeah, the Fetid Bloat Drone with I believe it's Doomlance.
Oh my god.
So everyone must block him, and he's deadly, and there you go. It's
Everything dies.
well, and then
Yep.
they take damage for it with
Hmm.
Doomlance. So,
Yeah.
uh,
Ugh. Ugh.
Robert's gonna go take a cold shower after this because of the way
I'm
he
gonna
feels,
take another shower just because of this conversation.
and clean himself with a Brillo pad.
so,
All right,
all
let's move
right.
away from Venerable
Yeah.
Dreadnought. What else do we
So,
got?
what else do you think we might see? I've got a couple more on the list here, but I'll let you guys go with a couple.
Well, the next one that is on the list here, let's Boom Boom Hope. Did we cover that? Boom Boom Jubilee
No, we
Hope.
haven't. I call the next couple we have on our list here just hope teams.
Hope teams.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can team
Pick
hope
your
up with
X-Men.
a various X-Men and just go to town. So you've
X-Men
got,
character Hope. That's
Yeah.
that really
yeah.
why.
So
is
you've
why
got
I'm doing-
Jubilee, you've got Boom Boom, you've got the Thunderbird, Fabricate Shenanigan one. There's a handful of teams just like that, and again, this is one of those that if we don't see Hope banned this round,
Oh.
season 3 is going to be just
Oh
insane.
man, it's gonna be tough.
Yeah.
That's gonna be awesome though. That's gonna be really cool to see.
Yeah.
All right, so we got Hope plus X-Men equals winning.
Yep.
That's the formula. Okay, so unblockable Poxwalker plus Parasite. How does that work?
So pull up a Poxwalker here for us, Chris.
Give us one of them there Poxwalkers.
The mindless
I don't know.
Just pull. Which one is it?
Poxwalker's
So-
unblockable when attacking alone.
Yeah. So
Or
you've got
Poxwalker gets +1 for each other Poxwalker character die in field.
Probably unblockable.
No, what
one.
it's going to be is it's going to be the first one when he attacks alone, he's unblockable, and then you've got the Parasite, which attaches to a attacker and gives that attacker his attack and defense.
Hold on, let me clear out this
Yeah.
team.
So the Parasite, we use the word attach, but he does not physically ever leave the field. So
Nope.
no matter what happens to the die that he's attached to, he's safe. He stays in the field. Nothing can touch him from combat.
Yep.
So you've got that one cost Poxwalker. No, that's the 2 cost Poxwalker.
Mm-hmm.
A 2 cost Parasite. You just start spamming the Poxwalkers across one around every round, attaching 4 Parasites to them. So even if the Parasite is level 1, 4 of them's +8. Poxwalker himself is what, 3 attack on his level 1? I can't read the die stats that you have there on the screen.
Poxwalker is 011, 012, 112.
Okay. So no, at any level he's 1. So you tag Parasites on him,
You
and
just add
he's
some
gonna get
buffs.
insane.
And he's a
Yeah.
022, 133, a 233.
Yep.
So,
Jeez.
yeah.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. I'm sure there's other things you can add to buff them up while they're in the field.
Oh yeah, I
It's
mean you
just-
got
man.
any of the fist pumps, globals.
Yeah.
They're,
Jersey fist pumps.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Good old
yeah. I
Arsenio
mean,
Hall, calling out the
yeah.
dogs.
Get some bolt pump. You got fist pump. That's just man. You can use any energy at that point just to pump
Hmm.
that thing up
Yep.
and
Right.
push it through. All you got to do is swing with one per turn, and they're so
Well,
cheap
and
you can
and
buy
the
them up
the
quick.
right, and like I said, the fist pump is kind of the obvious one because Poxwalker himself is a fist character,
Correct.
and he has swarm, so you're probably going to be sitting on a lot of extra fists.
Yeah.
You
Yep.
know,
And you have like
Yeah.
Wrecker on there to avoid them from doing their shenanigans, pull back or whatever.
exactly.
Yep.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Uh,
That's a good one. I didn't even think of that. Man.
One that I think that it's not necessarily a win con on its own, but that people don't really put on there is Hulk. Where is she at?
Oh,
The
uh,
She-Hulk who's not She-Hulk.
yeah.
The Power of Attorney.
Yeah.
Yes.
So this one can get kind of out of control if you just have an attacking field or you have like
Well, she's good counter range.
yeah. Yeah.
You know,
If you think you're going to be playing against a lot of range teams, which if range doesn't win this time and it's still going to be next time, I personally would throw Hulk on the next
Yeah.
round.
Yeah, for
because
sure.
it's one of the you have to remember range is done in 1 damage increments.
Mm-hmm.
So even at her lowest face, she's a 4 defense. She's going to get pinged twice, spinning her up to level 3.
It's a different
Before-
character die, so it's not her being pinged that spins it up.
Right, you're right. She doesn't spin herself up.
But you have
No,
Nutty
spin
Nanny.
Hulk up.
You have Nutty Nanny to redirect it to something else
Right.
with a fist, and yeah, it takes care of that as it's. If they try to range out your Hulk before she spins up, you can have Nutty Nanny. Hold on, let me pull that card.
Redirect it.
Yeah. Nutty. All right. Yeah, there we go. All right. So she's pay a fist, redirect 1 damage dealt by a character die you control to target character die. So if they're trying to
Yeah.
range out your She-Hulk before she can spin up, you can say, no, I'll go ahead and just put it on something else. Thanks.
Yep.
This
And,
seems like a
you
solid
know,
team already.
You can throw her in there and you get your 1/1 squirrel tokens.
Yep.
So
Yep.
you get that wider field. Since again
Heck yeah.
we don't have to worry about Green Devil Mask, wide fields. And again that helps you get stop range because you're just going to get so many people out there that they're not going to be able to get everyone out in one round.
Yep.
For sure. Yeah, that's a pretty solid team. Just those 4 cards right there can go on a team.
Yeah.
Because now you're spinning up your Poxwalkers.
Yeah, but
with-
again, this is not
shit.
something you would take to a Worlds event. It's
Not
not
at
fast
all.
enough for that. But now
Nope.
that we've taken out some of those, clutch pieces, they've been banned due to Series 1, you're going to have teams like this all of a sudden become viable.
Yeah.
Yep,
You know,
exactly.
All right. And then
So what's the next one we got here? That's a good one. We have Ben's Worlds team minus Cake and Billy Club.
I'm so glad he elaborated on that.
Yeah.
So the Green Lantern.
Yeah, this was a
which-
Green Lantern. I don't want to call it Justice League team, but it was. Hold on, I've got the.
It's the Green
paperwork here
Lantern
somewhere
from
on-
Justice.
Green
What's it
Lantern
called?
human.
Is it human?
Hold on, I'm finding the sheet here.
Oh,
If you've-
Lord.
Oh man.
It's the one
So
that-
Question, Shriek, Billy Club, Mimic, Morph, Green Devil Mask, Professor X, and Green Lantern Human. So
Question. Which question?
it's the Question Vic Sage.
All right. Just Gadgeteer. All right.
Yeah, I think he's cheap too, isn't he?
He's 2-drop.
Yeah, and he's a Justice League character, so that helps
Yep.
Hal Jordan or Green Lantern.
Yeah.
Um,
And you typically would use it with
Mimic.
Billy Club,
Yeah.
or
But Billy Club's banned, so.
yeah.
You just do
I'm trying to remember
Mimic-
what action
Mimic
die he
Psylocke.
was using.
Yeah,
What
Psylocke
action
would
was
be
using?
good.
He was using it with Green Devil Mask was the big one for
Oh,
the Gadgeteer purposes.
Yeah.
gotcha.
Um,
So, but again, the crux of it, the Green Lantern with the Question, go
Solid.
ahead and well, let's throw Wonder Woman, Child of Clay, for Control, and she's the Justice League.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so you know, Mimic Ramp. We know we're gonna see a lot of Mimic Ramp. But the one he was running, if I remember correctly, was more the hold on.
I believe he had Professor X.
No, he had borrowed talent. He had the Professor X, No More Magnus.
Yeah.
So
So that's still a very solid win condition. That Green Lantern, just doing that ping damage is ridiculous. It's
the
that good old classic Lantern ring.
the big question mark on this one is literally with the question with his gadgeteer ability of what are you going to utilize there?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the only issue.
Is
That,
is the Yellow Lantern ring banned? The one that does intimidate? I think it is, right?
I believe Yellow Lantern Ring is banned. That does intimidate. Yes.
Huh. All right.
Hold on.
There's other things out there for people to they can.
Yeah, Yellow Lantern Ring, the Weaponer's Ring, is banned.
Ooh.
Cobalt Trap would be one that it's banned. I mean, it's not to say that there's not action die out there that could be used, but
Definitely get
it's-
some ramp out there.
which one are you going to use for that?
True.
I think you want to get low drop masks to try to just have as many masks in the field when you swing through with the Justice League. And I think Psylocke would be a good one.
There's a low cost Zatanna that's Justice League, isn't there? Or is she rotated out? I think. Never mind.
The other one was from Flash, Green Arrow, and she was a
Yeah.
crossover character. So I think she was Mask Bolt. I think
She was Justice League as well. So yeah,
She's a 3-drop attune. So she has, while Zatanna is active, when you field a character die, spin it up 1 level. That might be good for the team. And she's a Justice League Mystic.
yeah.
There you go. Cool. But yeah, that's a pretty solid team, man. Just that Green Lantern in there doing some things with some ramp, Mimic Ramp, and some Psylocke. Throw some control pieces on there. That's a solid team.
Yeah.
So there's Ben's team in the Legacy Edition. Joe threw in there, of course, Tabaxi Rogue and Instant War. I'm pretty sure he wanted to throw some Corrupt in there as well, unless Corrupt's banned. Is there any Corrupt bans?
I don't think so.
If there is, it's not all of it. There's just a little
Is there a
bit.
Sage in there?
Is Sage...
Sage is not banned, so
So
the
there you
main
go.
one is still there.
So you could do Sage, Xavier's Mole, or Photographic Memory for when fielded Corrupt 2.
I like that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, you can do some things with some Tabaxi Rogue, Corrupt, Instant War. That's a lot of damage that your opponent's taking
Well,
right there.
especially as that's also when fielded.
Mm-hmm.
Throw a collector on that team.
There you go.
go.
Collector something else. There you go.
Tabaxi
God.
Rogue, Collector, Sage, Tabaxi Rogue, and now you're churning their bag,
That's such a
dealing them
mean
damage.
team.
Yeah.
Collector with Tabaxi Rogue with Nabi with
Sage.
Sage. Oh my God! Just all the things that do all the pings.
That's so gross.
Jeez. Oh my gosh. But yeah, so there you go, man. All right, so there's that. Danny Doomlance with the Riddler pivot. I don't know if y'all are familiar with this team because I'm not.
So
Danny
the
Moonstar?
Doomlance with Riddler pivot is, So go ahead and pull those up.
But which Danny is it? Is it Danny Moonstar?
It's Danny Moonstar. It's going to be the
Empathetic illusion.
empathetic illusion casting, the one that's when blocked.
Okay.
What does it do when it's blocked?
So when blocked, re-roll the blocking character die. If it rolls an energy phase, put it in the use pile and deal 2 damage to its controller. And Doomlance is everything must block the character die that you name, and for every die that is removed through it, the owner loses 1 life.
And
So it's
then
not damage;
my
it's loss of
gosh.
life.
and then
So that's
Riddler.
board clear.
And so
What
then
does the
Riddler
Riddler
is
do?
another. Whenever your opponent re-rolls a die, other than their roll and re-roll step, deal 2 damage. So you're just, if they roll one and throw, it rolls energy. They just took 5 damage. 2 loss of life, 3 damage.
Yeah.
Well, Mel has just become a Patreon, guys.
Hey,
Just
thank you,
want
Mel.
to take a moment to say thank you. Give her
Thank
a
you.
nice little round of applause. Thank you, ma'am. We appreciate that.
There is
I
a
missed-
poll. Feel free to partake in the poll that's up there and give us your
Give
feedback.
us your feedback. Yeah, that's awesome. So that is Danny Moonstar, Doomlance, Riddler, WinCon. That sounds ridiculous for some board clear, man. I do not want to face that.
All right,
Um,
so Chris,
Let's
the
roll
next
through
one.
the
Let's
last
go.
few.
Let's
'cause we
go
got
through
3
Orc
minutes.
Knob shenanigans because we're running out of time. So let's just hit this one. And this
Which
will be the
one
last
is he? The
So Orc Knob, it's just NOB.
I know, but like, which one of them?
It's the let's see. I believe it's.
When a character dies KO'd, or
I believe it's Big Choppa.
Big Choppa. Okay.
Big
Yeah, when a character
Chopper.
dies KO'd, Orc Knob gets +1/+2. And so, yeah, you know, I've seen people throw Orc Knob on the Hope Thunderbird KO combo teams, and all of a sudden he just becomes monstrous. You don't run Yanti, you run Orc Knob, or not Yanti, Yondu. You don't run Yondu, so you're not going for a 5 cost. You're running a 2 cost. You run that, and now you've got this monstrous Orc Knob coming across, and you
Holy
throw
crap.
Overcrush, and have a good day.
And you have what's his name? Dupe to clear out the field.
Yep,
And
you
swing
got
through
Duke to
lethal.
take out control pieces if you need to and whatnot.
Oh.
So that's-
There's several different ways you can run Orc Knob in this. That's just one
Jeez.
of them.
So that is shenanigans with the Hope Thunderbird Orc Knob.
But
Jeez.
again, that's just the first one that comes to my head. But
Yeah.
Hey, Danger Room,
Oh,
Magic Missile, Orc Knob.
Yeah.
jeez. Okay. Well, that could be my Mr. Fix-It Light.
Yeah.
Well, because you think about it, it says when a character dies KO'd. Doesn't say when
Yeah,
one
it
of
doesn't
your
say-
characters.
yeah. Not at
So-
all. That's redonk.
This
All
could
right.
replace the uncommon fix it, and plus you can have 5 of those bad boys.
Yep.
Holy bejesus. But they do cost 2
And
to fill
since
that
it's
on the
when
3.
you have 2 of them in the field, they're both getting the bonus. So you spend
Yeah.
the 1, you get the Danger Room, you spend the 1 bolt KO, whatever, and
Mhm.
both of them are now getting +1. So now you've got 2, 3, 4, or 3 or 4 attackers. You do that a couple more. It's just that 1 bolt becomes way more beneficial to you than it ever did with Hulk. Or Fix It.
Wow.
Gotcha. Cool. All right, so that's Orc Knob shenanigans. It sounds like we covered Thunderbird Hope in there as well. And if you're not familiar with Thunderbird Hope, I feel like we've covered it before.
Go ahead and watch. I believe it was Dice Masters of the Great North posted a video of our season 1 championship match, which
Mhm.
actually had Laurier's team that had the Thunderbird Hope KO
Combo.
combo, and you can see what's going on there. DM Armada did a video discussing what the combo is, with not showing the Yondu portion of it. But you're intelligent; you can know what Yondu does, and you can see how that can all of a sudden become just a single turn, 1 turn kill.
Yeah.
And Chris played it badly in Worlds, so
You really did.
That is not a reflection of the strength of the team.
That's just Chris.
yeah.
Okay, so you covered Wasp. Did we cover Unblockable Yanti at all?
On my team.
We did when we covered
Okay.
Chris's team. Yep.
All right, cool. We covered Mr. Fix-It. Dragons. We talked about that prior to the
We
stream.
mentioned dragons a little bit. So, I mean, again,
Did
you've
we?
got Ring of Winter, your dragons with Breath
Okay.
Weapon. There's, It's not a groundbreaking new combo. It's one that's been
No,
around since
but it's
TOA.
there.
So
I feel like
it's
all the
good.
pieces are there for it too.
All the
so.
pieces are still there. You're right. You're
Nice.
absolutely right.
You can even
Cool.
run Yanti. The uncommon Yanti is probably the better one to run in that. So they can't ping her out. So you're doing ping damage to knock off something that has more defense than the breath weapon.
Mm-hmm.
And Gold Dragon has that, and then you just add in some things with breath weapon to do ping damage with both of them and breath weapon, and it gets pretty nuts.
Now,
Nice.
One of the things I'm trying to remember, there was one of the basic actions that came with TOA, that improvised weapon.
Yep.
Oh,
I'm improvised weapon is a great one with that unblockable Yanti because she can equip.
yeah. So good.
Yep. And
Awesome.
you have that with the big body. I hope you roll it. She's swinging through
Big bo-
pretty grossly.
Yeah.
Big body can't stop me. That is all the win cons that I have on my list here, guys. I think we ran through quite a bit.
Yep. I think we ran through all of them. We're just a little over time, so.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to next season just to see what's left over.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's going to be an
next
interesting
season's not
conversation.
far away.
No, it's not.
Monday at noon, we'll be making the pairings. So.
All right. Looking forward to it.
Just a couple of days away, folks.
Yep. Last reminder, get signed up. Looks like Reg signed up at the beginning of the stream, so we are at an even 20 as long as we can get everybody on the server. So that looks like a nice round number for us.
We're at either 20 or 18. So
20 or
depending on-
18.
Yep.
Either way, that's a great turnout. Legacy is so awesome. It's so interesting. I'm looking forward to it. And get signed up.
Yeah, I wish we had a couple more European guys on here, but I understand with the time differences and whatnot, it's
tough.
hard.
Yep.
So those of you that are, in those different times that are joining it, it's very much appreciated that you're joining us on this. Thank you.
Appreciate you. All right. Is that it?
I believe that's it. I'm going to take us out now.
Yep.
All right, guys. Thanks for hanging out.
See ya.
Have a good one.
Bye.
That's going to wrap things up for us here in
the.
the CR Game Room. Check out our website, crgr.rocks, for all our latest info. There you'll find a link to help support us via Patreon. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter. Join our conversations on Discord. Be sure to like and subscribe. And as always, thanks for hanging out.